the first trial we did prior to that was just to establish that this was a genuine effect, because initially we had reports back from women who were using LadyCare, as I said, who were perimenopausal, saying that their menopause symptoms were disappearing. We couldn't quite believe that. So we decided to do a study in over 500 women in the UK who had not used LadyCare but who had menopause symptoms. And sure enough, we looked at the data and we analyzed 23 different menopause symptoms, some physical, some emotional. And sure enough, most of those symptoms were significantly relieved over between 1 and 3 months, with what was the duration of the trial, in these menopausal women. So we knew it worked, we just didn't know how until, as you mentioned, this study in women police officers. We studied the likely mechanism of action. And if I may just interject, the clue to how it was working didn't come from a woman at all, it came from a man. Just a shortened version of the story, a gentleman brought his father, who was in his 70s, to see me, who had this problem with profuse sweating, particularly at night. And it was so severe he had to change his T-shirt 5 times during the night. And they were at their wits' end because he didn't want to have a surgical operation, and he was looking for some form of natural solution, hence the reason they came to see me. And I just had the notion and the thought, well, you know, we know that the LadyCare device helps women with flushing. I wonder if it would help this gentleman. So I gave him the device, the LadyCare, told him to ignore the name, asked him to go home, try the device, and wear it the same way a woman would wear it, over where the uterus would be, in the pelvic region. And I asked his son, I said to his son, just let me know what happens. Well, his son rang me the next day. He said within half an hour of his father wearing the LadyCare, the sweat stopped completely. It was a light bulb moment for me, because I then realized, because we'd done some preliminary trials looking to see if the hormone levels changed after wearing LadyCare, no convincing changes. It was this experience with this gentleman that it was a light bulb moment, because I then knew it had to be some kind of nervous system action. For it to be that quick in someone who had chronic symptoms like this guy had, it had to be some kind of nervous system rebalancing. So we went and studied this was the theory. We went and studied that theory in these police women officers who had menopausal symptoms. And long story short, is we discovered that wearing the LadyCare, what it does is it actually rebalances part of the nervous system called the autonomic nervous system. So the news is with this, it's not a hormone mechanism. For those worried about wearing it, is it increasing the hormones? Is it going to increase my risk? No, it's not a hormonal mechanism at all. What it's doing is balancing part of the nervous system, so that part of the nervous system that's driving the sweats, the sympathetic nervous system that's driving the anxiety and the stress. It's that imbalance which is driving the symptoms. And what the LadyCare seems to be doing from our research is it's rebalancing the autonomic nervous system and reducing that sort of stress drive, that sympathetic nervous system effect, which is driving the menopause symptoms. That's what we feel from our research is the mechanism of action here.